up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing how I pick my hashtags. Then we're going to actually jump up on the computer, show you the software that I use to do this, and for you guys to be able to do the same thing. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video. So before I talk about how I do my hashtag research, I want to talk about hashtags in general and why you should be using them. So if you don't know anything about hashtags on Instagram, this is a way that you guys can seriously grow. For example, my most liked photo that I've ever posted was through hashtags. The traffic was coming from hashtags itself. It's got, I think, 54,000 likes, and it's coming all from hashtags. A little bit from the home page, and this is if you have a business, you can see the insights. I had like 471,000 impressions, and it all came from hashtags, which is absolutely insane. It just goes to show, you know, utilizing hashtags is serious, like on Instagram as it gets. Utilizing hashtags and the correct hashtags is a big advantage over somebody that wouldn't use hashtags. Now, don't get me wrong, content is number one. Content is always king. And then your strategy, you should definitely be using hashtags in your niche for you to get traffic that you've not already acquired. The way hashtags work is you are going to be able to pick a set of hashtags, and then when you click on the hashtags, now if you're on the mobile app, you're going to be able to see one page that just says top, and it's going to be one big page. Now it used to be a set of 9, and then it was like split, and then it was the rest. It kind of still works that way. There is still like a top 9 or whatever, and them are the most like engaged and liked pieces of content on that hashtag. If you pick a hashtag like love or like photography or something like that that is being used so much, I mean, I'm talking about in the millions, like 100 million times, how many posts that people have made with that hashtag, it's really unlikely for you to ever rank for that hashtag unless you have 10-20 million followers. You don't want to be using those hashtags if you are trying to gain followers and everything like that, because odds are you're going to use that, you're going to be on the hashtag, but with that big of a hashtag, you are going to be, I don't know, you're going to be flooded down, because like with hashtags that size, it's going to be being used like 100,000 every like 5-10 minutes. So that's where softwares like what I'm about to talk about really come into play. And also for the past like 6 years, I did all my research manually. So I would go through a niche, I would actually look at other people's hashtags and then click on them, and then write down on my notes, like on my phone, all the data that I needed to pick a set of hashtags. And with me having, you know, 6 clients, that could take up to 2 hours, and it's absolutely insane. And I was so glad that I found Flick, which is the software that I use, and it just saved me so much time. Now I can schedule all my clients within a half hour and get to what I have to do next. Let's actually jump into Flick and see what it has to offer. Cool, so now we are in the software of Flick. There is a couple things on the sidebar that you're gonna be able to utilize, but I think I'm gonna make this a 2-part video. This one's just going to explain hashtags and my thought process on how I search my hashtags with Flick. Before we start this, you can actually follow along with me. If you click the link in the description, you get a 7-day free trial. Click the link, it'll be under hashtag tool. Click the link and then download it or sign up for it and everything, and you'll be able to follow along. If not, it's always there. So right here, for example, it says search a hashtag. Now there's 2 features that you can do. You can click on filters, or you can click on just a basic, you can click back on filters for like a basic search. I'm gonna do the basic search so that way you can kind of see how Flick works, and then also go back into the more advanced and tell you about my exact hashtag strategy. Let's type in a hashtag. For this one, I'll just use a very generic like travel hashtag, earthpics. So right away, you're gonna be able to type in that hashtag or type in anything that is not even necessarily a hashtag on Instagram, although it does help. You can type in anything that you want in your niche that I suggest, and then it's going to suggest even more, relatable hashtags within earthpics. So it'd be like earthpics crew, earthpics New Zealand, stuff like that. This example, we're just going to click earthpics and we're going to click search. Now the default is 10 hashtags, and so it displayed 10 hashtags in this awesome looking web. And there's actually two ways that you can see these hashtags. So you can see it in the web version, which is like my personal favorite of how to visualize hashtags. It's something that I've never seen before, and it just looks so good. Or you can see it in like a data sheet, which is what I use the most for just like looking at my data. And then after I did all my data research, I'll just go back to the web just to see, it just looks cool. It's like very, very cool looking. Never seen hashtags in that type of format. But yeah, so we researched earthpics, and that's right in the middle. Flick's going to understand what people have used, I'm guessing, on other posts that they've used on earthpics, and show all the relatable hashtags. Let's do earthpics, for example. 9 million posts made. We got 3.5 thousand likes. That's the average likes. If somebody used hashtag earthpics, that's usually what they get. And then average comments, 38 comments. So that's going to be really good research. Like I said, for like data, I always use this, like the spreadsheet looking thing. And because you can do so much more on this data sheet where you can, rather than what you can do on the web. So I'll click on here, and then you'll be able to sort it by the average likes by just clicking on it. Same with average comments, and then posts made. Instead of clicking search right here on the hashtag and just searching another hashtag, which you definitely can, if you want to stay in the same group and niche it down even more, which is what I suggest, because it's going to, you can click on this little magnifying glass, and you can also do that in the web too. So what's going to happen here is on the computer, you just right click. It's going to pull up 4 different options. One is open earthpics on Instagram, like the hashtag on Instagram. So you're going to be able to click it, and then it's going to show you the hashtags that are on there. And then you can see what type of content they're posting, stuff like that. Then you can unlock the position, and then say if you think, like, you see the set of hashtags and you see a hashtag that doesn't like relate to this whole set, you can hide it. So for example, let's do this one. I right click on it, and then I can remove it. Now we got a set of, let's say, 10 hashtags, and we want to expand because the maximum amount of hashtags on Instagram is 30. I like to use half of that, so I like to use 15 to 20, somewhere in that range. What we're gonna do is niche down even more. We're gonna pick a hashtag that makes sense based on the photo. So for example, let's just say this hashtag makes sense. We're gonna right click it, and then we're going to click the expand feature. And this is going to be, what just popped up here is going to be more of the advanced search. But if you just want to do a basic search, just to see how this platform works, you can not dismiss any of this and just click filters again, and it'll go back to like a basic search. And then you click search, and it's going to pop up another set of hashtags, which will be all in a different color. For example, the first one was in orange, now these are in yellow. And it's so instant. That is the cool thing about Flick, is it's so instant. There's not much loading, it's like a second. And there, we literally just got our set of hashtags. Without me explaining it, I could probably do it in about like a minute, 2 minutes to do my research. That just saved me so much time. Instead of taking a half hour for manually on my phone to do all this, you can see just how fast this saves you much time. And then let's say you want all of these hashtags, and what you can do here is click action and then select all of the hashtags. And then instead of what you're probably thinking, like writing these down right here on the other button, click export hashtags. And then this is where I do like my third and final round of research, where I can be like, hey, this doesn't really make sense on like for this post, like I don't know, let's just say like it's not a landscape post or something. I can click delete right here, click the X, and then copy the hashtags, paste it in like a folder, or like paste it in notes if you have it. Or what I do is I have everything synced to my laptop and my cell phone. So as I'm about to post on Instagram, I have it copied on the clipboard through the cloud or whatever, and then I click paste, and then boom, it's literally that easy. Like, it has saved me so much time, and it's such a great platform. It does so much more advanced research than I possibly could on my own. And again, I can't say enough good things about this software. So advanced hashtag research, pretty much I use a strategy called the laddered hashtag research. And I just made that term up. You can use whatever term you want, but it just makes the most sense for what I'm about to show you. What I do is I take about 15 to 20 hashtags and I divide them. So think of it as a ladder. At the top, I want my top biggest hashtags, and my thought process around this is like my goal. What is my goal? Like, how many likes do I want on my post? And which is hopefully like more than average that you get. As we discover, gets anywhere from 2 to 5,000. That's the middle range, right? So my goal for it to go like viral would be anywhere from 10,000 plus. So my top hashtag set, which is 5, I would use this software. So I'll go right into it with you. My average likes range. What I'll do from there is do 10,000. So that's like my goal. That's how many likes I want on this post. Hopefully, I already got 500, but I'll do 5,000. So I'll cut it in by half, because that's kind of like what I typically get. And then the media count, I always do for my top set of hashtags are in the millions. So it's been used like a couple million times, right? The minimum would be about 500,000. And then same goes for the thing. Let's just do a hashtag that I know personally that's going to work for this. So explore more. So now we got our data in there. So a minimum of 5,000, a maximum of 100,000 or 10,000, a maximum of 2 million posts made, and a minimum of 500,000 posts made. So what Flick's gonna do now is search for like-minded hashtags. And let's just go to the web real quick. It showed 5 hashtags right there, and that's good. Sometimes, depending on your hashtag, it might display more, it might display less, just depending, and then you'll have to kind of work around that. This is going to be my top. These are the hashtags that I want to rank for as my goal, right? So what I'm going to do now is niche down even more. My middle ground, the average likes that I get usually on a post. So with that said, I'm going to look on the data sheet and look at a hashtag that makes the most sense. Usually I sort them by likes. So like I said, I usually get anywhere from 2 to 5,000 likes, right? So I'm going to check out, just with the data that I got right here, Wonder More, 5.4 thousand, 47 comments, and then almost 500,000 posts made. So that seems like a good one that I'm going to branch off of to do my second set, which is my middle ground. This one, I'm going to click Wonder More, click on the magnifying glass, and then cut it down by half, or what your average post is. So for me, it's 5,000. and then I'm gonna cut it down another half, 2,500, and then I'm gonna do this one, which is another, it'll be half of this, so it'd be my minimum. So 500,000, and then I'm gonna do 250,000, and then I'm gonna click search. So this is going to give me my second set of hashtags, which are in the yellow. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna look at the data points, sort them by average likes, and now I'm going to do my last set of 5, which is the hashtags, or which is by engagement, the stuff like I would blow by the amount of likes and engagement within an hour to an hour and a half. I'm going to look at a hashtag, let's just say beautiful planet. I'm going to use the magnifying glass and then also plug and chug the numbers that I know. So 1,000, let's just say, and then 500, and then we're gonna do 250,000, and then we're gonna do 50,000. So you're kind of playing by half in a way, but also, you know, understanding your personal account. So, you know, this is definitely not going to work for an account that has only like 10,000 followers or, you know, X amount of likes and comments and stuff. So do your research on your account, and then you'll be able to plug and chug and do the ladder system as well. This is my last set. I'm going to click on here, and then this is so cool. I'm going to be able to see the last set of hashtags, and then just kind of look after I got all my set of hashtags by doing all that research. I'm just gonna look and see, you know, filter out the ones that are, you know, kind of weak and like doesn't make sense to use for that specific post. That is my advanced hashtag research theory. I understand it a little bit more. The reason I'm doing the ladder hashtags and my theory behind it is, you know, you're literally climbing up the ladder. I know that my account is going to blow past 1,000 likes within an hour, right? So I'm at least going to get in on like 1 or 2 of these hashtags. I'm not saying all of the 5, but just at least 1 or 2. And I'm hoping that being on one of those certain hashtags at my bottom 5 is going to send me up the ladder on my medium, right? Faster likes than I would like on average, right? And then if I get on 2 to 3 on the average, the medium set of 5, it's going to send me up to hopefully my goal, which would be 10,000. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be on like at least like 2 or 3 on each set, and it's going to give you so much more traffic, and then perhaps send you to the explore page, which will give you like open up another can of worms, right? But yeah, that is Flick and the software. Excellent platform, highly recommend. Link in the description for a 7-day free trial. Like I said, I'm gonna make this a 2-part video just because there are a couple other features that you can utilize on Flick, and then I can actually show you the AI, the deep learning hashtag thing when it's up. So that'll be next week's video. Other than that, guys, hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys are stoked about researching hashtags more, and how you guys can actually benefit and grow your Instagram accounts from there. With that said, guys, I will see you guys in next week's video. Peace.